Hello guys and welcome to another Carsexposed video. So this is my friend's Danny 2004 Honda Jazz or Honda Fit, I believe, in other countries. So he gave me a call asking me to change the rear left window regulator. I asked him if he was sure it was the regulator or something else. I asked him to try to operate the window and see if you could get any noise at all. You see you have the ignition on, and when the regulator goes, even if you operate the window, you will hear some noises from the motor, but I can't hear anything. All the other windows work. All right, so front left, front right, driver side, rear right also works, so no issue there. It's only the rear left. So he had the impression the regulator's gone because his son sits there on the left. He kept putting like stickers and paper inside the window and or on the glass, and he thinks like it damaged the regulator. But testing the car here with the button, I plugged in the maxi comp. This is a very simple car, only 5 modules there. I have no live data or any module for the body control for the windows. It seems to me like there's a problem with the motor or wiring. Sometimes, you know, the rubber boots in the door here, as you can see, there's some wires, sometimes they break, they get brittle and they break. That could be the case. Very often I check that. That's one of the first things that I check, because it's a really common problem, especially when the car gets a little bit older. But at this point we don't know what it is, so we're going to start taking everything apart, take the door card out and see what happens. Another thing, he did take this car to a garage, he said, long time ago. He can't remember what the mechanic told him, and he went back to the mechanic can't remember either. So they had the door card out, but they can't remember what the issue was. So we're gonna take the door card apart and then see what's happening. I haven't taken one of those door panel before, so I'm not quite sure yet, but generally I look for any fixes in the middle here. Sometimes the handle, I can see it's screwed there anyway, but it looks like you have a cover here. So, right. Okay, so that's coming off. Right, okay. Right, cover removed. So basically here we have a Phillips screw there, another one down there, and the one here in the handle. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove that. I think we have the usual plastic clips all around the door, no more fixings, nothing down there. Right, I think that's gonna have to come off because the panel has to go up, so let me pry that off. Okay. It feels like there's a fixing here as well. Oh, there you go. Right, so the handle here just moves to the right and then comes off. There's this little clips holding it. Do we need to remove this cable? I will remove this cable. Let's try. One-handed. Come on, leave it there. There we go. Okay, right, so now we pull the door out. You have the locking button there just to get through, and that's it. Quite simple. I think I'll leave that door card there just in case we need to try the door. It doesn't work with this button either. So first of all, this is quite rusty here. That is going to the door lock, and I'm sure this is going to the motor, and it's disconnected. Definitely going to the motor. So if we can put the ignition on, see if the button works. Right, so I will try the driver control here. Oh, can you hear it? Let's try this switch here. Well, it's working as well. Wow. Okay, so they probably left that disconnected because they didn't want the child to move the door, perhaps. Now we're gonna have to work out how to remove this window regulator from here. I will remove the door now. We know the switch works. We know the motor is good. That's my only concern was the motor, but no, the motor is working. It was just disconnected. Okay, so the regulator seems to be pretty simple. 2 10mm bolts there. You have another 2mm bolt here, and then the motor you have another 3 bolts. But the interesting thing, I couldn't move the window, so I looked at that. They put a screw to hold the window in place, which is quite clever, I guess. So people wouldn't push the window down, and now that should fall really. I have to hold it. Let me get you guys on a tripod. Let's remove the screw. I need to remove the screw because otherwise I'm not going to be able to get the glass off. Alright, okay. Let's see if it goes down a bit more. So the glass is held by 2 mm as well. Alright, the whole bolt's got to come out. And then we should be able to remove the window. Yeah. And I'll hold that for now. Right, okay. Alright, so that seems to be it. Let's connect the cable again. Came apart. So there you go, that's your problem there. Right, so here's the old motor. It's all good. The motor is working. And as you can see, all the cable smashed up. So what we're gonna have to do now, I think I'm gonna have to put the regulator in place so the window stays up, and do the same thing, put the screw there. So it keeps the car safe, I guess. And wait for the new regulator. So far I thought it was the motor because I couldn't hear anything. Yeah, kind of right, but it was disconnected. So good news. All right guys, so a couple of weeks has gone past. We got a new, well, a second-hand regulator. It seems to be okay, so pretty easy to fit in, probably one of the easiest systems, but I'm gonna take you through this process here just in case anybody is interested. So the motor fits this side. Obviously make sure the window is all the way up. being held by, I've got tape here, you might not be able to see it, but I've got tape here holding the window up. Let's find the spot to hook this up. There we go, in place. Let's get a couple bolts so it doesn't move on us. So they are all 10 mil bolts. One at the bottom too. Now the motor hooks up as well. It's two. Another couple of bolts there. They are all the same size, all the same length, this 10mm bolt, apart from the two that holds the glass, which is it's slightly longer. The last small one. Right, so for the glass we need to move the window down, so I'm gonna plug it back in. Right, so we should be able to move it down. I'll put the ignition on. Okay, it seems to work from the driver controls. So there you go, that's in a good position there for me to fit the glass. So that's the tape that I was using. Just move the glass into place. Let me show you this bit. Is it gonna get to the right place or not? Might have to help it here a little bit. Yeah, there we go. So you just stay behind there. Now I'm gonna put the two longer bolts. Right, just tighten them up and job done. So let's go and test it before we put everything back. There we go. All the way down. All the way up. Lovely. There you go guys, so that's the finished product, working as it should. I don't know if like my friend mentioned, if he's saying you should put a paper here and then you should make obviously the motor and the cables work a little bit harder, but eventually those cables break anyway. Let's try the driver now. There we go, working as it should. And that's it for today guys. I don't know what you guys gonna get from this video, but I hope it helps anyway. You know, probably a lesson to do your checks. I thought first of all it was going to be the motor and it wasn't. So anyway, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe. If you have any comments, just leave it below, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.